Tambayan sa Dipolog. Katulad kanino, pinaagi sa APT Media Services. Ang kapihan sa Dipolog, madugod kanino, makita kanino, pinaagi sa live streaming, sa matag Domingo nga tanan, ikan sa alas 9 ang na sa buntag, paingon sa alas 11 ang na sa kabuntagon sa matag Domingo nga tanan. So, karong Domingo ha, adlaw nga Domingo, Agosto 23 na kita, no? Karong tuiga. So, August, last week of August na karon, September, October, November, December, 4 months to go before Christmas, no? So, muraog, naghanap po mga kasadya, nga magalimuon, dahil pagpasalamat sa labaw na mga gagawin, alang sa ato ang kinabuhi, nagihatag sa kanunay niya. So, di na ito, makalimtan sa kanunay, sa pagpasalamat, sa mga grasya, ingon man sa ato mga problema sa kinabuhi, ato kanang sa ato ang labaw na mga gagawin, o katagan kini o solusyon niya. So, kini si Edwin po itutulong ay ng regular anchor and host sa pakilan sa Dipolog maging kauban ng sa kanila sulod sa lukatan na nga tulumanon. The only public affairs program here in Dipolog City, Dapitan City, and the entire province of Zamboanga del Norte. O nagpasalamat kita kay Blessed kaayo ang atong programa tungod kay gawas nga public affairs program alang sa katanan kini, wala kita'y kolor sa politika nga gilabanan dire sa itong kapihan sa Dipolog, independent kita sa kanunay. We maintain our being balance and independent, fair to all our guests here sa itong kapihan sa Dipolog. Magpasalamat maging kita kay nagsunod kita kanunay sa Santos nga Misa. Ang kapihan sa Dipolog, pasalamaton kayo nga nga gitagaan kita islat, umantay sa Santos nga Misa, nagsunod kita. Para usap nga malamdagan kita sa itong mga una-una nga magdiskusyon diri sa ato ang kapihan sa Dipolog matag Domingo nga tanan. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in Dipolog City. O manghinaw kita nga kanunay nga maayo ang kahintang sa atong panglawas sa tanan nato mga kaigsurunan nga mga kaparentihan, mga kahigalaan nga ania sa ato ang kapalayan sa Dipolog, sa Tibok Ilocos, sa Bungan del Norte o sa uban pang parte sa Tibok Nasod sa Pilipinas o ingon man sa gawas sa nasod all over the world. Atong live streaming, connection nato sa atong live streaming, pinaagi sa atong IT director nga si Silbert Adriatico Dunduyano. Dapat ipanin niyo ng kamera diha makita mo duha unsa mo kapugi. Salamat kayo, pinaagi sa atong live streaming www.rmnpolo.tv.com. Naay nagpulat nato sa laing parte sa kalibutan sa New York, si Maria Lodingling Bubol Ortega, maestra ni siya dito sa New York, na taga Dipolog City. Ka-birds din ako sa Andres Bonifacio College, English editor rin ako sa Bonifacio Standard sa college days, no? Nag-comments din sila, doon yung mga pangutana niya kapitan sa live streaming. Dayon, katong ang ato pong isa ka amiga ng ato po sa Malta, si Tata Marilyn Rubio, na ato pong batchmate sa ABC. Marang musulod ko niya sa live streaming about education. Si Manuel Cagata, nasa Amerika po, marang musulod niya sa atong live streaming. Mangutana, bahin sa atong quality of education din ni sa atong nasod na Pilipinas. Dayon, sa atong live, sa atong simultaneous broadcast sa DXTR of IFM, kauban nato diri si Taxi Lumba, kamoy nagdala kanunay sa ato ang tingog sa kahinan. Salamat kay Tax sa imong magsuporta, kauban ni Silbert diri sa atong official video. Dito sa atong station, dito si Danny Lord sa kanunay nga nagsuporta sa nato. Kinaagi sa atong bagong station manager nga si Mr. Edgar Nagumo. So, atong ipaabot ang atong mga panelist karong buntaga nga mutunghan diri sa atong official video. Mag-roll call kita si Julio Salaveria, atong CPA panelist gikan sa Department of Trade and Industry. Dali na Jules, ang ato ang konsihal sa Dakbayan sa Dipolog, mag-iitan na abogado, konsihal Ruben Ligorio o Napagiliwina. O ingon man si Paul Suda, ato ang Information Center Manager sa Philippine Information Agency. Inaon maunta nga nag-aginod na ito padulong diri. Murag kunlim ang ato ang board member nga si board member Romilio Boylito sa Agusan. Kaya nag-attend daw to ang convention sa mga board members League of the Philippines. Maternity leave. Ako inom siya anak. O gayon si atong ipaabot diri ang atong mga bisita gikan sa Department of Education i-confirm nato si Ma'am Victorina Perez ang ato ang naanak ko na siya, nakamit na ko na siya upay mag-text ko niya. Si Ma'am Victorina Perez ang atong Republic City Schools Division Superintendent o ingon man ang atong OIC Provincial Schools Division Superintendent nga si Ma'am Nati Bayubay nga ni-confirm ko sa nga mo ang kayo sa atong kapihan sa Dipolog o makikinabi ka nato pag-isgot-isgot kita bahin sa edukasyon din sa ato ang halalawigan sa Monte del Norte, Dipolog City o ingon man Dapitan City. So hold on to your seats sa atong mga listeners karong buntagan si Ophelia o si John Riganion, ingon man si Magnolia o man silang apo, paminaw ka mo niya pag-ayo, si Joy Risolga, paminaw sa biha, si Helen Amores, o ingon man si Elsa Pipel, Elsa Pepa, paminaw niya sa accounting office pa rin siya, no? So, paminaw ka mo kay mag-isgot kitang edukasyon sa atong mga anak, sa atong mga apo, sa atong papakoy-apo. O ingon man sa atong mga kaparintihan. Kay kung walang edukasyon, dili po kita makakapot o kinaadman, dili po kita bilabo sa atong kinabuhi. So, bisan pagpupre o maningkamot lang kung ang sinsuro ni Hapron pinagi sa edukasyon, di ba? Sir Matoy, yan ang kadiri ang atong pag-iitan nga panilis usap nga si former Congressman Attorney Rogelio Matoy Barinaga, Dean sa College of Law, Jose Rizal Memorial State University, Dipolog City Campus, Dapitan City. Before anything else, ay kita upadayon sa unahan nga ato patingugon ang ato ang panelis diri nga first come, first serve. Ato lang natin sa ato mga sponsors na may nagdala o kinabuhi sa ato ang kapihan sa Dipolog, matang Domingo nga tanan, matod pa ni Sir Matoy, mamasahiro muna kita. Jeepney or motorcab or habal-habal. So, mura na siya. Nagkasalamat na to sa ato ang mga major sponsors na mga amusunod, Janus Marketing, na namaligya sa mga lagayan na spare parts sa inyong mga sakyanan sama sa Isuzu, Nissan, Suzuki, Toyota, Kia, Mazda, Mitsubishi, Hyundai, uban pa sa ubos lamang ng presyo. Baka na ang Janus Marketing na ipalagiyahan ni Honorable Janus yung Barangay Kapitan diha sa Barangay Biputa. Ngayon, Kanhi, ABC President sa Nagbayan sa Dipolog. Matawag sa telephone number 212-128 ang Janus Marketing. Nagkasalamat mo ito kang Honorable Senate Ortiz Angeles, ang atong Vice Governor o Presiding Officer sa Sangguniang Palalawigan sa Zamboanga del Norte. Kung ingon man na ito kang Honorable Julius C. Nabigyan, nagkasalamat sir sa imong pagsuporta kanunay sa atong kapihan sa Dipolog, Presiding Officer Protein 4 sa Sangguniang Palalawigan sa Zamboanga del Norte. Nagkasalamat ka ito kang Honorable Romulo P. Soliva, Chairman, Committee on Finance and Appropriation sa Sangguniang Palalawigan sa Zamboanga del Norte. Sa J&P Fruit Nursery and Lumber Dealer, sells fruit seedlings at a very reasonable price. Fruit Nursery na ibutang sa Barangay Lingasan, Pulampo, Zamboanga del Norte. Samtang ang ilang lumber yard na ibutang sa Barangay Galang, Nagbayan sa Dipolog. Ang J&P Fruit Nursery and Lumber Dealer sa Nagiyahan ni Mr. Porfirio Necessary. Maraming salamat nito sa National Green Corporation of the Philippines nga nagkanayon ili maghalin o magdaog sa kalayong adungol o ilawon sa transmission lines para makalikay sa sunog o disgrasya. A message of concern coming from the National Green Corporation of the Philippines, called NGCP, pinaagi ni Elizabeth Pinchay Gadaga, Corporate Communications Affairs Officer, NGCP, Cagayan de Oro City. Stay safe. Nagkasalamat na ito sa atuang bisita na si OIC Provincial Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Natividad P. Bayubay, CSO 6, Department of Education, Zamboanga del Norte Division. Nagkasalamat na ito kang Attorney General Jojo Napikit, City Councilor sa Kuliang Pagbunsod sa Nagbayan sa Dipolog, panggilitan usap ng abogado. Daghang salamat nga ito ka Mr. Nelson Velasco, ang Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Officer sa Petro sa DNR, Santa Isabel, Dipolog City. At ito ka Mr. Joe Prisayas, ang atong Community Environment and Natural Resources Officer sa Consentro sa DNR Santa Isabel, Colon City. Dagang salamat ngadto kang Mr. Muhammad Hasan Ancho, Provincial Agrarian Reform Program Officer 2 in the Department of Agrarian Reform Santa Isabel, Colon City. Ngadto kang Honorable Ruben B. Ligorio, City Councilor sa Kuliang Panlungsod, Kapihan Sipolo. O ingon lang kang Honorable Emilio Dili, Board Member, Second District sa mga Relote President, Regional Board Members League of the Philippines, panelist sa Kapihan sa Lipolo. Dagang salamat ngadto kang Milagros Agustin, Chicago, Illinois, USA, kang Roger William and Jennifer King sa Oma County, North Carolina. Good morning, ma'am. How are you today? O ingon ba, dagang salamat ngadto kang Brigadier General Apolinario Aloba, ato ang kami commanding officer sa 1-1 Infantry Brigade, ngadto ang nakaroon sa Camp Aguinaldo sa Metro Manila. Siya may vice chairman sa Task Force, Joint Task Force sa NCR, no? Na may in charge sa security sa ato ang umaabot na APEC, no? Asian Pacific Economic Council. Dito sa Metro Manila, ipahigayon karong tuliga. Kita may host country ang Pilipinas. O ingon man, daghang movement ito sa kong anak, si Lady Areta, ito sa King Fahd Medical City sa Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. God bless you, anak. Stay safe always. O ingon man, dato kang ako ang amiga usap tuwa sa nag-kurik-kurik naningkamot na magpatuloy ng kalibutan, no? Ako ang pinag-usap nga amiga nga tuwa sa Amerika, si Milagros Agustin. So, wala lang ito ang mga pag-greet na rubutaga sa uban pa, mag-greet na po niya po na ito po rin ginoo, no? Hindi na ito mag-greet tanan yun. So, ano naman ang ito ang bisita? Ano araw sa batong panelist? We might as well start our discussion. So, sa ato ang first come, first serve na panelist rubutaga, si former Congressman Atty. Rosario Mato Carunaga, Dean sa College of Law sa Rizal Memorial State University. Hindi siya ang politician, but now educator. So, Sir Mato, good morning, and how are you today?
May butang din, dito si Karon sa Colon City Division Superintendent, Miss Pico Perez, o si atong malabot nga resource person, si Provincial Superintendent of Division School, no? Nati Mayuban, o kung na itong personal na ilipan namin.
Thank you so much, Sir Matoy. Dahil ni atong na atong bisita, atong matayuhan sa greetings, si Ma'am Vicky Perez, ang ato ang Dipolog City Schools Division Superintendent. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome back to Kapihan sa Dipolog.
Good morning, Eddie. Good morning, Dean Matoy. Inaano ko muna. Dami niyo kasi positions mo. Inaano ko muna from hanggang sa yung ngayon. So, sa mga nakikinig, watching, sa streaming, sa YouTube, hello, mga ginikanan, mga estudyante, hi! At yung mga teachers, at saka lahat dito sa DepEd, hello. Lalo na yung mga ginikanan, please listen, ha, mamaya. Meron ako importante sasabihin. Magandang umaga.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Vicky. It's nice of you to be back here in our program. Lively and very educational pa rin.
It's always nice to be around para maintindihan ka.
Okay, mag-inusapay na tayo. Okay, first issue of the day. Dapat tagaan mo sa side. Si Sir Matoy mo articulate. Sir Matoy, go ahead.
Sa akong ginista sa imong Facebook, mali ang about K plus K12. And the incidental to that is how is the implementation, kadawa, according to the critics, na magdugang lang niyo tuwigan sa atong mga estudyante. It's only long years. Third, it will spend so much money and effort on the part of the students and parents. Ikaw additional time in school, and 5 is applied to the teachers, no? These are nindot ng mga issue, ha? Pero tingali, mapunto si nato provincial school teacher superintendent, ay tingal kung pangutanan na po, simultaneous lang yun, ha? So, for the meantime, pwede kong pangutanan nga, about education Japan, the trend, no? Pangutanan lang ka ni atong city superintendent na can you more or less expound to us, ma'am? The Murray City is always being located by educators in the seminar or OBE, outcome-based education. So, aron nga pingali masabdan mo na to. So, what is really meant by outcome-based education? Kaya, mura manigit, it also connect with Asian integration, global, and transnational, on the practice of teaching. Can you please explain, ma'am?
Sa outcome-based education, hindi na kasi pwede yung basta mag-lecture ka, take notes, pagkatapos mamemorya ng bata. Ang evaluation sa outcome-based education, kung natutunan nga talaga nila, titingnan kung natutunan talaga yung kanila, yung what is supposedly na ituro sa kanila. So, dito, dapat meron silang, let's say, sa mga performance, yung performance nila, like yung sa PE, sa hindi lang yung nasa notebook, kundi they have to show kung natutunan nila yung mga, yung sa games, they can show that they know the rules ng mga games, o kaya sa arts, meron silang nailabas, o kaya sa English, they are more on speaking and writing and one and not just multiple choice, filling the blanks, wala na yung mga ganon. So more dito sa mga projects na hindi naman kailangan gagastos, kundi maipapakita lang yung kanilang natutunan. Okay? So, ganun lang sa outcome-based. Para, meron mga sinasabi na, oo, perfect niya yung, yung test, pero can they really do it sa application? Yun ang question doon.
Okay. Ating may palabaring Tatay Live from Batch, all the way from New York, teacher from New York, from Ipolog City, si Maria Lolining, Bupol Ortiga, ako ni English editor sa Batch Standard during our college days. Nasa question ni mo, ma'am?
Yes, of course.
Bukod, ang imong question nga to sa atong bisita karon nga si Ma'am Vicky Perez, ang atong Ipolog City Schools Division Superintendent. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Hello, what? Hello? 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 Bobot, hello?
Ay, nawala.
Nawala. Ato, balikan lang karoon mo kontak. Ito lang. Sige, sir.
Sa dili pa daw, just comment. Kung ang yung concrete siya, the slowest internet ka sa Asia, no? So, 3 points lang to. Ang Laos, Vietnam, very, very high, no? So, kaya may tanda ko. Gawin nga, kung may kontang atong internet connection, pagkuha din nato ang Sunday Suki sa atong umigan ito ng New York, no? Sige, ma'am.
Yun ang mag-comment ako dyan sa internet. Yun na nga, yung problema pa natin, we have the most expensive and the slowest. Ang kasi nito, ang problema kasi dito, I've been reading on this issue, is the laws.
Okay, Bob, go ahead, Bob. Good morning, Bob. Your question, please. Direct from New York, si Maria Lolining Ortega.
K-12. Kaya na-curious bitaw ko nga ano ang kuan ang Philippine government implement sa kuan atong educational system nga murag 4K di kay ta already. So, pangutan na lang ko ni Dr.
Perez.
No.
Hello.
Sorry. Dr. Perez, hindi ko kailangan magtungogin niya. Ni Dr. Perez, ma'am, in terms of teacher preparedness for the K-12 program implementation, how would you evaluate the teachers sa ilang instruction and resources?
As for the K-12, actually, matagal na itong, this has been implemented na yung from the basic education curriculum na 10 years to K-12. It has been implemented since 4 years ago. The teachers will be trained every summer. They have training every summer. So it started with the grade 1 and then the grade 7 in high school. And then the grade 2 on the next summer, the grade 2 and the grade 8. Then the next summer is the grade 3 and the grade 9. And last summer it was the grade 4 and the grade 10. So, including all the curriculum materials, the changes. So, this has gradually been implemented. Hindi yung biglaan na biglang mag-change ng K-12. Kasi if you face off yung dating nag-face off muna yung dating curriculum bago pinasok yung K-12. So, next year will be the implementation of the new curriculum on grade 5 and grade 11. So, in teacher preparedness, I would say the government has been doing what it can, of course, but we cannot say that it's really 100% because, you know, when we have to start with people and materials where we are starting from, marami din naman talagang kakulangan noon pa man. Pero yun na nga, the government has been trying, and at least successfully kasi malaki na yung kanilang na-overcome na gap, to really put K-12 in place. So for the Dipolog also, we have been doing a lot of planning. And in fact, hindi naman sa nagbubuhat ng sariling bangko, pero ang Dipolog medyo nauuna sa iba.
Congratulations.
So we have been preparing. In answer to your question, yes, we are preparing. We cannot say we are 100% prepared, but the option, on the other hand, not having the K-12 and remaining for the 10 basic education, puts us really into ayaw talagang nahuhuli because putting K-12 into place, we are putting in a curriculum that is really needed for the 21st century. Hindi na yung dati na yung sa ARBEC. At saka yung requirements din kasi ng international mga anong tawag mo doon? Agreements between nations. You have the Washington Accord, you have all other accords na ang nire-require nila for to be able to be called to a professional, you must have at least 12 years of basic education. And 4 years ago, until now, ang basic education, until last year, basic education until na 10 years, hindi acceptable. We are only, among the other nations in the world, only Philippines, Ethiopia, and Djibouti have a 10-year or less than 12 years basic education. Nahuhuli na tayo, kailangan na talagang magbago.
Okay. Well, nakuha daw ni Lord. Okay. Do you have other questions for Ma'am Perez?
Kining nag-mention siya na it's not 100%. So, sa iyong evaluation, what are some of the deficits or deficit areas in its implementation, and how is the government addressing these deficits?
Okay, one of the deficits, of course, is we what you call the infrastructure, buildings, facilities, but the problem here is that the planning cycle actually takes 2 years. The planning and the budgeting cycle, you plan now for the 2 years hence because it's going to be, with the data that you have now will be used as planning for the next year and planning for the budget of the next year. So the government has been trying to speed that up. One of the problems in infrastructure is that it's being done by DPWH. And there has been a little, slowdown. But they are already accelerating now because, we've been... Actually now, we just met with the contractors last week. That was last Thursday. We met the contractors who will be coming, building the school buildings for the grade 11 next year. And we had an agreement that before summer it will be done.
Okay. Good. Nakakuha ka, nakasabot ka sa iyang explanation. Okay. Other issues before we proceed. Okay, good? Okay, other questions? Hello?
Hello there.
Okay na. Hello, good.
Thank you so much, Dr. Perez. Nagam akong questions, but just give other people a chance to ask about,
I see. You can friend me in Facebook.
Okay, sa'yo daw.
Teka, hindi ko yata pwede on air. Baka maraming mag-aano sa akin sa Facebook eh. Baka papasok na yung mga hackers and all.
Good. Ako yata din mo later ha. Friend ka mo sa Facebook ni Ma'am Vicky ha. Kayo, you are both educators. Okay? Hello, good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. See you po mo. Muli ka rin si Polo. God bless.
Sige. Nakulit ko ang sa Facebook ang question.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yes. Thank you. God bless. God bless. Bye-bye. Okay. So, baka po si Maria Lumini? Yes. Okay. Si Maria Lumini Bubod Ortega, no? Diyan to, AB English to sa Andres Bonifacio College na ni-graduate, no? Friendship ko na. Yes, in New York City. She's a teacher in New York City. Yes, Sir Matoy.
So to part is true.
in English na din.
Yes.
That's really true because we are better when it comes to grammar,
Yes.
things like that, than an ordinary Americans. No?
Yes. Wala pa rin K-12 na to. Teachers na sa Amerika. How much more K-12 na siguro, no? Limitation.
You can teach in America even hindi ka pa K-12 because that is an agreement between the governments that they allow. But for engineers, you cannot be, like if you're a graduate of engineering here, you cannot be an engineer in the US because precisely because your basic education is only 10 years. Lacking at basic education.
Sir Matoy.
Excepting the teaching profession, with the other professions, you cannot practice your profession in other countries unless there is a treaty to that effect. No?
Yes.
No.
Or if your basic education is 12 years.
Yeah, but that you need working permit. I mean, that is a discretion of the part of the receiving states. No? However, the trend is we are going global, we are going into transnational. And then with the Asian integration. In fact, I was about to ask you that, but medyo malayo po tayo sa subject natin. No? I think what is very important that our public would like to hear is one, we've got to the implementation. No? Because that was the aspect that we are ready on that. Probably, when it comes to teachers, because 4 years ago, you have already been training, well and good. Meaning that our teachers are now seasoned to teach. In the K-12. However, as far as the facilities is concerned, for instance, on the ground, the critic says that we really lack school buildings. We lack tools to use. Just on the ground. May we know in Zamboanga del Norte, National High School, both campuses in Torno as well as in Baka, do we have a single building that has
Oh yes, we have a 2 units of 2-story 6 classroom building that they will be starting to build.
started?
Yes.
Starting it.
And then there will be another 10 classroom 2-story building, and there is a 2-story. All the high schools are going to have their buildings for the grade 11.
What the public really wants to know, whether it is now starting, but it has to be implemented. Because otherwise, the national government can say you one thing, and then you will forget about it. Let's face it, what the parents and the public would like to know, whether when are they going to start? Because that will be next year. Take your
yes. In fact, we also have a 2.6 billion.
Oh yeah, and it takes, if you have to go into the schedule of building.
Yes, we do have the schedule, yes.
So anyway, we'll take your call for it, that will be ready as far as the school building is concerned.
Yes. I would like to say, I would like to relate this, that 3 weeks ago, I had a sudden call up from Yusek Rivera. He wanted to see me about the preparation of the polo for K-12. He wanted to know certain things, so I brought the data, and then he asked, actually when we were planning for the polo, the public school only planned for 60% of the public school graduates. Only 60%. 40%, we did not plan for that because the absorptive capacity of the private schools, ay malaki. In other words, when we asked, because we've always been talking with the private schools, we keep on meeting with them. Because those who cannot be absorbed in the public school can be absorbed in the private school. That is where the voucher system comes in.
Yes, ma'am. That's called.
Yes.
So high school is supposed to be free.
Yes.
Okay. If you go to the private, you have to pay.
The government will pay the school. There is the voucher system.
What is the sense? When the high school is supposed to be free, no?
Yes, it will be.
You are going to subsidize in the private sector.
Precisely, it's going to be free because they're going to subsidize those are going to enroll in private schools will be subsidized by the government.
It may create a problem, you know what? Because I'm a student. It is perceived, no? The concept lang, that private school is better than public school.
Yes.
That's always the
Yes.
If I am a student, I will go to the private school.
Yes.
Everybody will search into the private school.
Yeah.
Then how do you select? I mean, it will be creating a sort of a problem. No?
No, but that is precisely we have been trying to predict what could happen. That's why we are always meeting. In fact, it will not be so much because in public school we cannot deny anyone who would like to come in. Okay? Those who are graduates of the 10-year basic education and did not go to college can enroll again for their grade 11. Okay? So, but they cannot avail of the voucher system, so more likely they are going to be in the private school. Now, those are going to enroll in the private school, the voucher system, the government will pay their school 70,500 for the entire year. 70,500.
70,500 for 4 years?
No, for every year that they are enrolled.
Or for one student?
Yes.
No, in public school, ma'am, how much do you spend for student?
Actually, for the student, they are free, they don't have to pay.
Yes.
For the public.
In private, you have to pay 70,000. Man, that's
What?
70,000.
70,000 per year for the Polog City. Because in the different areas in the country, like you have highly urbanized areas, they give higher vouchers, like in Metro Manila, that would be something like 45 or something. Or in the provinces, it will be less. for the Polog City, because they came out with this matrix, they were trying to, of course it's based on data, the economics and all that. But yeah, we have been talking with the private school, and the FC has pegged their tuition and other fees to 17,500 pesos for the entire year.
Yeah, but the point is, if you're in public school, a student does not receive at 17,000. So there seems to be discrimination.
No.
You cannot accommodate them in the private.
The student will not receive the money. It's the school.
Yeah, but it's being paid. Why don't you pay also, give 17,000 to the public school and then improve the facilities, buy computer, you can improve it.
Oh, rather than do that.
Buy books, and then rather than the public school will always be behind.
No, well, we are, you see, because the transition is 5 years. Okay? So this is only for the first year of transition. Okay? Every year, we are going to look at the data and we're going to change that. Eventually, after the 5 years, all of them will be, in the 5 years, it's planned that all of them will already be in the those in the public school will continue in the public school. Why did we consider the private school? Because this is also economic reason. They will not have enrollment of first-year college. The grade 10 this year are going to grade 11. They will not have enrollment of first year. Except perhaps those who have failed in their first year this year, or those who have taken 10 years and then decided to go to college instead to grade 11. They can still do that. But the grade 10 graduates this year are going to grade 11. Therefore, the private colleges will not have an enrollment for the first year. So what happens now? What happens to their teachers? What happens to their facilities? What happens to their income? The facilities is there, we might as well use it. That's why we have the voucher system. Their teachers are there, we might as well use it. Their facilities, it's there. And then, in fact, from our data, the private schools, including JRMSC with the Polo, has the total enrollment for first-year college is 5,000. 5,000. They're going to use that. So the impact is economic. So that their facilities will be used and the impact will not be so much. That's why we're using that. But in the 5 years, the facilities, the ground, it will be there. It's being planned for. And we are doing the best we can. Of course, economics is always a problem, but we will have to we are very glad that the government is actually putting in a lot of money. It's only in the recent years that they put a lot of money in the budget for DepEd. And I am very grateful for that. We can see that now.
So, how about the government has to spend so much for education because of the unpreparedness by the higher ups in implementing something which they are not yet prepared, so they have to pay for it.
Oh, of course. And besides, we really have to spend a lot on education because in terms of percentage in the national budget, in the prior years, they weren't so much. They're now making up for it. And then they're putting in more. Okay? We even have a 2.6, it's now in the works. It's a 2.6 million building, tech walk building for the Zamboanga del Norte National High School.
Okay. Before we proceed, ito na ang acknowledge sa pag-abot diri sa ato ang panelist na si Edgar Soronda. Good morning, God.
Salamat dito. Good morning. Good morning sa Tomaso Bibi Paminaw, sa Kapilan sa Dipolo. Good morning sa atong guest, si Ma'am Becky, atong superintendent sa Kapilan sa Dipolo. Pahugyan sa itong pagpitangat sa laing pa nato na bisita sa itong Kapilan sa Dipolo na formally will be introduced to you by ladies later on. Dito sa itong Kapilan sa Dipolo. Ang kita sa las 11 at nagkaroon na buntaga, live niya punta na rin sa Santos by Chicken. So, stay on sa 981 BHBI, 91.1 FM, www.rmn.google.com sa atong live streaming. O, siyempre, natong duha ka mga haligi sa Division Office of City o sa province sa iya na magkulit nato dito sa atong panaguman sa kapihan sa Dipolog. So atong ibalik na nakagirot para ma-introduce sa performer yan atong pag-ulitan at sa nilay binapit sa atong panaguman sa atong kapihan sa Dipolog. Okay?
Thank you so much, Edgar. Atong pasalamat na anihan ni abot ko sa diri ang atong full-page na assistant schools division superintendent, no? Congratulations, Ma'am Napi. Pero at the same time, siyempre OIC Provincial Schools Division Superintendent, dili sa ato ang Zamboanga del Norte. Nalilog ko, belated happy birthday kang Sir Matoy. O, sa congratulations. Nasakpan ulit siya. Okay, Ma'am Napi, good morning and welcome back to Kapihan sa Dipolog.
Thank you, Ma'am Edith. Sir, good morning everyone. Good morning po. Thank you for having me here today.
Okay, thank you so much. Earlier we had a phone match live from New York City. An educator, a teacher also from Dipolog City, who is following our Kapihan sa Dipolog. She said that the teachers and the government are ill-prepared for the K-12 implementation. Your comments, please, Ma'am Napi, as the OIC Provincial Schools Division Superintendent. Tapos na si Ma'am Vicky.
Good morning. I would like to watch, is she correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like
Si
to...
Maria Luligning Bubod Ortiga.
Okay. Hello, Ma'am Maria. I'd like to assure you that Zamboanga del Norte Division is ready for the senior high school program. At this time, we have, where would I start? This is a law already. It's RA 10533. So it would mean that all government resources will be poured in to support this one in as much as that been established as such. For Zamboanga del Norte Division, for the facility, we have for the buildings that we would be needing, we have 676,853 pesos and 31 centavos. For the buildings, senior high school classrooms for our 29 schools will be providing for the senior high school programs. Each building would have at least 6 classrooms, one building, 2-story, 6 classrooms. We have 3 who would be given 8 classrooms. So, yun po ang unang, as to readiness, we hope that the facilities would be then ready by next year. Ongoing po ang bidding ng iba for City 1 and 2, tapos na po. Itong dito sa first district lang po ang ongoing pa po yung kanilang bidding. To the teacher need of these schools, initially we have asked school heads to identify among the teachers existing in their respective schools kung sino ang pwedeng magturo sa senior high school. Kasi ang basic requirement naman po niya is they have a specialization on subjects that they would want to teach on. And then we have also asked local governments to provide us a list of those employees in their area na pwedeng magturo sa senior high school. Ang assessment of applicants would start, initially the schedule is this August, but we're still waiting for the QS for this and the memo from the central office as to how we go through the assessment of teacher applicants. Kung sa province din po, we have 15 private schools, mostly mga colleges, who were recommended for approval of their permit to offer the senior high school.
10 this time ang may permit, 5 ang ongoing pa ang kanilang validation. So, ang facilities din itong mga existing colleges in as much as wala silang offering of, wala silang classes, mga first year entrant by 2016, ang facilities nila will be used for the senior high school kasi may permit naman po sila to walk the day. Ano pa ba ang problema sa... No, it does not, ang akin naman, this is, there will be, this additional 2 years wouldn't mean so much na, it wouldn't require so much funding from the parent kasi ito naman po ay libre. Ang kailangan lang po nila to sustain them in going to school, like they buy their mga gamit nila papuntang eskwelahan, pero mag-senior high school man sila o hindi, gagastusan pa din sila ng pera nila. So, paano po naging additional expense? Public school po to, they wouldn't be required to pay any in the school, in their enrollment to senior high school.
Except yung miscellaneous fees na marami ang ipadala, ipabili ng mga teachers concerned, ma'am.
Yes, nag-uusap kami tungkol doon and we do ask them to consider that. But DMC said it's all in 17,500. So, what's the problem? Although the other schools we're still talking to them, but DCIP also brought down their tuition to 17,500. So far, that's last week, that's the development. And the others are still considering it because ang sabi naman namin sa kanila is ganito, huwag naman nilang isipin na ito ay college, high school, consider ang kanilang tuition ng high school, pwede lang medyo mas mataas sa high school po nila, sa kanilang high school tuition. Huwag naman pareho sa college. At ang isa pa, mag-isip na lang sila na kung siyempre gusto nilang kumita, pero yung kitang pagtulad ng incheck, hindi naman kailangan malaki agad yung kita. Okay lang nakaunti-unti, pero marami. Yung parang gano'n. So yun ang kwa namin. They're listening. And I'm very grateful to them. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes, Sir Martin.
From the point of view, parents, you should also see the problem. We say 17,000 a year for a high school. Other colleges, like for instance, JRMSU, the College of Law, it's under about 3,000 a semester. You multiply that by 2, it's around 16. See? Now, that is for a college, for a law student. And yet, here comes good. For a high school, 17. What I cannot understand, which I think all the rest do not, is that why don't we give the 17,000 to the public school? Improve everything. You know, public school is really suffering from what? IT, facilities, and really books, things like that. If the national government, I don't blame you, because we only take command from them. They should have thought of this a long time ago, that it will cost so much. I'm not prejudiced against private schools. No, that's not part of it. The only problem that we face so I am basically, and then we say free, okay, because the government pays 17. 2 years. The parents have to buy shoes, chinelas, clothing, uniform, notebook, because they don't set up free. In the other countries, when you say free, it's all given. Transportation, you have a school bus. No? So, what we are thinking when we say free is only the tuition fee. That's the tuition fee. We can consider, for 2 years, for 4 years, what is this much?
Ako muna sasagot. Actually, sa 17,500, that's only the private school here in Develop. I do not know about in the other places in Zamboanga del Norte, but in Dipolog, it's 17,500 private schools. But if you are graduate of a private school and you go to a private school, they will give you only 80% of that. The voucher is only 80% of that. The assumption, nag-high school ka rin naman, nag-junior high school ka ng private, kaya mo. Now, for state colleges and universities, that will be only 50%. Because in state colleges and universities, they already subsidized, gobyerno na yan. Kaya yung estudyante, kaya wala, may sweldo ang mga teachers. Ang mga professors, may sweldo. So, wala talagang kanya. That has been thought of. Now, yung mga parents naman, sabihin natin dalawang dagdag na pana, uniform, etc. Nasabi nga ni Kon kanina na, siyempre, mabaon, etc. Now, what happens? Only 50% ang actually ng mga graduate natin ng high school, up to 60%, ay nakakarating ng college. Isipin natin yung 40%. Pag hindi sila ng-college, anong pupuntahan nila? Hindi naman sila kapag-trabaho. Illegal pa yan, they're young. Ang parents, gagastusin sila pakakainin, hihingi pa yan ng load, magliligaw pa yan kasi naka-standby, maano pa yan sa drugs, mabuti nang nasa eskulahan sila. Kahit may gastusin na, paano din pakakainin, magkukwan, etc., uniform. But then, I mean, they will be, kaysa naka-standby sila, lahat na yan. At after the grade 12, they will also have skills na pwede na sila magtrabaho ng legal. May skills na sila na pwede na silang makapag-put up ng sa kahit business nila, mga small business, micro business. Eh, hindi mo yan makuha sa grade 10. Wala pa yan. Makukuha mo yung mga skills na yon sa grades 11 and 12. So, actually, nung nakakausap namin yung mga magulang, the other Saturday, it was EPA, I was talking to the parents, we were talking about this. We already gave them the ito na yung mga structure ng mga kwan. Ang daming mga parents nung nakita nila yung tuition, ay, doon na lang namin para yung mga anak namin. Ayun naman, gusto nila mag-private naman for a while. So, marami talaga ang gusto. Yun ang kwan ko. Mga parents, when we talk to the parents, they are actually all for it na.
Okay, Mama, please.
Additional 2 years na gastos ng parents. Opo. Ang akin naman po, sabi ko earlier, mag-high school man sila, gagastos ang parents. Mag-senior high o hindi, gagastos pa rin sila. Yung additional uniform nila, in public school, you don't require uniform. So, wag mo nila sabihin may additional expense sila for uniform. We do not require uniform. And then, sa paggastos nila sa public school, this is a public school, so wala po talaga silang gagastusin na miscellaneous or whatever. Schools would be given MOE na gagastusin nila for the running of these schools. So, I don't see any problem really na sasabihin po ni Sir na may additional expense ng parent.
Okay, yes, Sir Marcos.
When you go to public schools, they're always in uniform. They're always in uniform. Public schools, Nagok to Katipunan, high schools, elementary, that is uniform. I mean, you don't have to spend to be uniform. Now, while it is true that it is not being mandated, it's not compulsory, and yet, they're really growing in uniform. Right in Polo, Nagok to National High Schools, in Polanco, you can always detect, these are not pupils, because they're always in uniform. While it may be true that text is not mandating them or it's compulsory, diba? So they have to still to spend.
And then,
Pwede nga ako muna kasi sa Borgo del Norte mo sila kayo. We don't require that one. Kaya lang, sabi, ang mga parents din naman ang gusto kasi mag-uniforme. In the first place, mas mura. Pangalawa, oo nga eh, kasi lalo ng mga kabataan ngayon, palagi na lang gusto nila yung mga bongga-bongga, yung kanilang mga ano, di mas magastos yun. Kung naka-uniforme sila, from the beginning of the school year to the end, yun na. Wala na masyadong change. So actually, yun ang sabi na namin na we do not require uniforms. Ang mga parents ang gusto kasi mas mura para sa kanila.
Yes, Mama, sir.
Sige. Same is true in San Juan del Norte. We do not require uniform, but option po ng parent yon na gusto nila mag-uniform daw ang kanilang mga anak kasi cheaper man po talaga na may uniform. Kasya lang yung magkano lang man yung t-shirt and 2 sets of uniform would sustain or it would clock the child for the whole year. Mas mura po yun kaysa yung everyday na nagpapalit-palit sila ng damit. At it would also neutralize the class na ito ba yung mas mayaman was ganun-ganun.
Okay, Sir Manto.
I might be suffering from generational gap. But I'm always observing. Clothes now are getting cheaper. You go to Okay. These are good brand. These are good branded. And then you can buy jeans, very cheap. You can buy t-shirt, Roxy pa yung gano'n. These are branded, and still cheap. And then you can see, even they will be dressed now, it's very cheap. So, parang as uniform, I would say that uniform ultimately will be dearer than what you are going to ordinary uses. But anyway, I go for uniform. Why? Because the students or the people have to be identified. Kung nagpatsa sila, madali, diba? And then there will be more respect, and if the transportation business is really giving them a discount, automatic. I go for uniform, no problem. I was only thinking on how additional experience like that, but I really go for your program, no doubt about that.
Okay. Kung paano can Edgar, please?
Thank you very much, sir. Ma'am, this thing lasts only for 2 years, definitely. After 2 years, this day of utilizing private facilities and instructors will only last for 2 years. This is a lasting system.
As long as some institution would be interested to offer senior high school, ongoing pa po yan yung kanilang validation kung kaya po nila mag-offer.
So, in the part of the government, will there be an upgrading all the qualifications?
Basically po, ang changes man po happens, it's a constant thing. So, most probably, we look forward to some changes as well, and additional requirements.
I would like to add in teacher qualification. Actually, yung mga hindi tapos ng education, they will have 5 years to get the level. The requirement to teach in grade 11 and grade 12 is that they have at least 15 units of, in the specialty course that they're going to teach, at least 15 units. So yung mga nagka-graduate ng accounting, 15 units ng bookkeeping yan, pwede nang magturo. At saka ang pasok din naman, pinag-uusapan ngayon sa Manila, na ang pagpasok ng teacher sa senior high school ay hindi teacher 1 level, kundi teacher 2. Pero pinag-uusapan pa po yan. So yun din, actually, malaki ho in terms of employment. Because we're going to need more than 30,000 teachers nationwide. So yung mga natapos ng LLB na hindi pa nakapasa ng board, pwede din magturo ng ibang mga class sa humanities and social sciences. Yung mga ganun po.
Okay. Live streaming po. Ma'am Vicky, live streaming man ta. Si Bubod, bakit siya pinagi siyang question, no? Ka-educator man so na siya live streaming. Yan na lang gikuha, no? Sa through messenger message. K-12 program currently has 6 salient features. Which of these features wasn't covered by the previous program? Meaning, the grade 1 to 6 elementary and 4 years in high school. And those objectives, features like building proficiency through language, making the curriculum relevant to learners, etc., be not met without adding more years. Okay. So, who will answer the question? Si Ma'am Vicky and then Ma'am Nati.
Sige. Kung ano hindi ko masagot, hindi ko makalimutan ko, pakisuliin na lang. Okay. To some, one of the salient features is, it's not in terms of language. We are in the elementary education in the first 3 years. Pumasok na yung MTD, mother tongue-based education. So yung mother tongue, kung ano ang alam ng bata, kasi ang hirap naman nakapasok sila sa elementary tapos iba-ibang language. Hindi nagkakaintindihan, nagkakaproblema. So mother tongue, tapos ang transition will be grade 3, grade 4 hanggang sa sa high school. Sa intermediate, yun na ang Filipino-English na mga medium of instruction. Pero, ang transition doon sa baba, kung anong language ng bata, yun ang gagamitin sa pagtuturo. That's one very good. Hindi naman kailangan, ang sa additional 2 years is that even if they finish, if they do not go on to college, they will already be they can already be legally employed, they can already legally put up their own business, okay? And they are more prepared for college. That's what the next 2 years, grade 11 and grade 12, can offer for them.
Okay, Ma'am Nati.
So senior high school, kaya nga po, ang tawag doon? Parang ang subjects sa first year and second year college na
Yung 4 subjects.
Oo. Basic subjects, lahat ng basic like language, this, Filipino, this, science, this, math, this. Ano sila? Wala na sa college. Kasi dapat specialized na yung i-offer nila. Ito yung mga napunta na sa senior high school. So yung English 1, Filipino 1, and other subjects under liberal arts, pupunta na po sa senior high school. Kaya nga po makakamura sa mga parents kasi hindi mo na yun babayaran sa college. Na-offer na pong libre sa senior high school. So that's a deduction from the expenses that parents would be paying for when these students would be going to college. Lahat po ng basic subjects covered sa liberal arts courses nila nasa senior high school.
And if I might interject, the Ed and the CHED have been actually in constant communication because CHED is now going to change also the curriculum of the college. Para yung mga na-offer na sa senior high school, hindi na ma-offer sa college. So, mas pan sila. And they're even thinking that they might have shorter college years already. Kasi nakuha na sa senior high school yung iba.
Okay. Sir Matoy, last question, no? Sa itong live streaming. Kung masahon lang ha, di ka ni Maria Luningning Ortega. Is there any possibility that teacher preparedness can be improved by having teachers get their teaching licenses by grade? Just like here in the US, for example, K to 6 teachers, 7 to 9 and 10 to 12 will take a different licensure exams. Okay, your thoughts on the matter, Ma'am Nati?
Here in the Philippines, galingan po din sa ito, no? Ganun din naman, iba yung lisensya ng elementary, iba din ang requirement ng kindergarten, although parehong lisensya yan, but they have a requirement na may early ECE sila. So with the high school, iba ang requirement ng lisensya nila. So, ganun din po. We are trying to move towards that. So, siguro very possible na in the coming years, different licensure would be issued to those who will be teaching in the senior high school, like what they do in the US, as she is saying.
Okay, Ma'am Nati, additional? Ma'am Vicky, additional?
nasabi na natin.
Okay, so I hope no, Bubod, nag-live streaming ka, that answers your questions. Okay. Sir Mabay, please.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, no? When you reach the senior, meaning the 11 and 12, no? 11 and 12, sa high school, in high school, senior high school, there are 2 tiers, no? One is that we would go to vocational. Diba? No? Yung isa is going to academic, no? Would like to pursue through college. No? Meaning, as what Nakiab said, that one tier where you'll be prepared to go to college, when you learn the college, it will only take you 2 years and not, no longer 4 years. Because in high school, these are already offered, no? Yung mga sciences, gano'n. So you learn to take that. So when you enroll in college, if you are a product of the K to 12, 2 years and not. But those, the other one is you go to vocational, right? So you are prepared to go into the labor force. That is the concept. Okay? And Vicky said that the check and the DepEd has always been coordinating or quarreling.
Okay, Ma'am Nancy, about senior high school, yung tracks.
Yung tracks po nila, how many tracks do we have? We have 4 tracks. Applied tracks subjects. Academic, sports, arts and science, and technical vocational livelihood. So, and how many? We have.
We have the academics. Academics, we have the tech walk, we have the sports, we have arts and design.
Yes.
Under academics, you have we have the STEM.
Yes.
STEM, science, technology, and engineering and math. So, mas maganda nga dito sa high school na iba-iba na nun. Kung gusto nilang makapagtrabaho kaagad kasi hindi agad nila pwedeng pumunta sa college, doon sila sa either yung tech walk na. Because they will be, by the time they graduate, they will have already the NC National Competency Certificate na pwede na silang magtrabaho, NC2, NC1. So, ganun yung parang yung sa TESDA na rin yun. Tapos, kung mag-take sila ng STEM, kaya nga, we are very inaano ko muna masyado yung career guidance, na pati yung mga parents, kina-career guidance na namin, para mapag-isip ng bata kung ano ang kanilang track na papasok. Kung magka-college sila, yun na rin ang tuloy-tuloy. Okay? So, kung gusto na mag-engineering, ay pasok ako ng STEM kasi gusto ko dito mag-engineer ako. So, at least mahasa na sa science, math, at saka yung ano doon. Yung mga concepts to, madali na lang sa kanila pagdating sa college. Hindi yung magka-college sila na wala silang kuhan, tapos nag-graduate ng magna cum laude kasi 9 years sa college, mas malaking gastos. So, with the senior high school, more or less nakakapan sila kung ano ang track na, because we're strengthening also career guidance.
Okay, additional information from Ma'am natin.
Okay, so, sakali po, si Sir Matoy po, babalik siya sa eskwelahan, pwede po siya mag-enroll sa STEM, sa HAMS, ABM, and General Academic course. So, ang mga bata talaga, from early on, alam na nila kung saan sila pupunta. Sabi nga ni Ma'am, meron silang ginagawang career guidance counseling. Meron din po kami niyan. The NCI result would also help the child determine kung saan siya nalilinya. So, mas maliwanag po sa bata kung saan sila inclined para hindi nga po sila maging stakeholder ba? Stockholder. Sa college ko ni Sir Matoy. So, in a very short time, pwede na silang they can be now participating in the economy of their place. Kaysa yung nag-aaral pa sila ng ganun katagal. Yun din naman ang gusto kong sana ma-appreciate ng parent ito. Kasi nakaka-lesson talaga sa paggasto nila dun sa anak nila. Di ba? Lagi silang nag-shift, laging change of course, ganun. Eh, syempre, nadodoble ang paggasto ng parent. Habang when they would go through senior high school, they are exposed to the basic of the different courses that they can have. Doon na nila makikita kung talagang doon, para na sila doon. And then, kung kinakailangan na nilang magtrabaho habang sila'y nag-aaral, in as much as they would be earning national certification, they can now be engaged na nagtatrabaho habang sila'y nag-aaral. Yun din naman ang maganda dito sa senior high school. Hindi na sila gagastos na mag-enroll sa TESDA or anything so that they can get national certification for a certain area. Samantalang they can have it in the senior high school at libre pa po ito.
Okay. Yes, Edgar, and then Sir Macron.
Okay, dito po sa aspect ng pagtatrabaho, there will be certified NC1 or NC2. Still also a constant dialogue between Dolly because we have heard na Dolly is also very concerned about this because there will be more to be employed and there's still a problem of unemployment in the Philippines.
Kasi nga po, yung sa offering ng local offering ng isang area sa senior high school, coordinated siya sa DOLE kung ano yung mga possible na yung employability of their graduates in their locality or even within the whole province, ganun po siya. Ano yan, regular ang coordination ng DepEd with DOLE, TESDA, ano pa ba? Sino pa ba? CHED. This is a national program. Hindi lang po siya DepEd. It is a community thing. Apa. It's a convergence of all stakeholders.
Ay, pababa na po, no, nga ang kanang National Entrance College Examination, is it going on, o mga INSAT, wala na?
Depende po yun sa college. Depende sa college. Opo. Hindi po namin saklaw yan. Opo. May admission policy po sila. Kung magpa-exam sila, bago sila mag-qualify for a course, that would be up to the college.
And napasok din lang naman ang kwan, although this would be a detour, kasi naano ko rin, yung mga colleges, pagdating sa education, meron yung mga entrance requirements dapat. Hindi yung dati na lang, mag-education ka na lang kasi hindi ka naman pwede, hindi ka naman pwede. Pero yung mga parents na, huwag ka naman gano'n. Kawawa yung mga bata.
Kung hindi nakapasa sa college examination for a particular course in that particular college or university, tapos sasabihin, o sige, hindi ka nakapasa ng nursing or ng engineering or ng sa education ka na lang. O parang lang ba? Lang. Ang
yun na nga.
Education is the mother of all professions. Tapos lang ang education.
Kaya po pala, may mga applicant kami na 1990s graduate, hanggang ngayon applicant pa din ng teachers. Kasi yun siguro yung, hindi na sila makapasal sa ibang pinagkuha na ng education, tapos nahihirapan pa din makapasok sa education. Kasi hindi naman po that easy ang qualification to teach ako.
Lalo na pag pinapademo sila. Nako, yun. Pero ang ko naman namin, madali namang makapasa yung mga second courser, third courser. Ang problema lang nila, kulang sila sa sa strategy. Kulang sila sa strategy. Kaya nga ngayon, marami ng mga ibang kurso ang kinuha, pero dahil wala makuhang trabaho, sige, mag-teacher na lang. Ngayon, with senior high school, pwede.
So, hindi pinamaliit ang teachers, ha? Hindi pinamaliit. So, Matoy?
I don't think we have encountered this problem with students because there are students who are asking too much from their parents because they said they would like to buy a book which is very expensive and that is Facebook. But anyway, talking still about high school, you know, when you apply the K-12, there are students who probably went to school later, so when they graduate at the age of 20 instead of 16 or 18, then I know that the ALS, that by November you are going to conduct an examination that for those who will graduate, they will accelerate. That is, sa atong mga kaigsunan nga namati, katong na mga estudyante nga medyo igara na pagsulod sa klase, pag graduate sila mga 20, no? Umayong nga ma-accelerated sila. Ang ALS is given a program, they will pass by November, they will accelerate. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. Merong mga gano'n na mga medyo may katandaan na dahil tumigil sila, babalik sila sa eskwelahan, pero they can learn naman a lot of things kahit hindi sa eskwelahan. Marami naman sila mga, even when they're out of school, life is already a lesson for them. So, if they're given a test, yung placement test na yun, na-place sila sa mas mataas na level kasi kaya na nila.
But there are students who would like to for enhancement. Already have the ambition, they would like to have a higher formal education. So, because of age problem, they will not be able to attain that. However, it will be accelerated. Even students in the barangays, we admire them because they have that ambition, they have that dream. We should not frustrate them by just letting them go to vocational. Otherwise, we will be a nation of vocational graduates, and then with the integration, Asian integration, with the globalization, and with the cross-border professions, we might be left out because I think it's which is quite important to the teachers. What is the program? When you go on globalization, concessional, or global, when there will be a treaty, sort of, which I think will have to be signed, that any teacher within this within the treaty, they can go to any country and then practice their profession without taking the ones, like for instance, in law. You have that practice of law. As of now, you cannot practice like Korea. If a Filipino cannot go in any country and then practice. But of this integration, of this national or cross-border practice of profession, then they can practice. That is why the law school have to update and have to improve in order that we can also compete them by going to other countries. So to go with the teachers, we have to be competitive so that if there will be an influx of foreign teachers, they may be free to teach, but nobody is going to accommodate them because our teachers are sufficient enough. So this is the idea.
When it comes to mag-teaching, kahit mag-cross-border, noon pa man talaga nagko-cross-border ng teacher na Pilipino. I am very proud of kasi like Sinuningning is in New York. I also taught in Maryland before. They prize Filipino teachers because they are very patient. They are always smiling. They stay in school. Ang iba sa US, pag sara ng klase, wala na silang lahat. Kami na lang na Pilipino ang naiwan. Pagdating sa teaching, walang problema yan sa cross-border. Ang problema lang ay yung ibang profession. So yun, kailangan talaga natin para makuha sa K-12 para mag-improve yung kanilang capability at hindi sila masapawan ng ibang nasa ibang from other countries.
So, still in that direction, because it is the proficiency of the teachers, and we're going back to the OBE, the outcome-based education, because we said that the teacher has to know on how to impart knowledge, not based on this stereotype teaching. Okay, the students may be prepared. However, our teachers also prepared on how to monitor whether they really have learned something. What is the status now of this? What will the teachers? The teacher has to monitor whether outcome-based education.
Actually, dyan na papasok yung admin kasi nandiyan naman ang monitoring namin. To see kung talagang ginagawa nila, tapos aanin sila kung sino ang hindi medyo nakakuan pa. We have them trained, may mentoring, meron kaming coaching, So, lalo na yung matagal na. Lalo na sasabihin kayo, ay, tuturuan niyo pa ako, matagal na ako dito. Doon kami nahihirapan. Pero kung kailangan gawin, ginagawa talaga namin. Kasi, mahirap yung nakasanayan na para bang na-fossilize na sila doon.
Fossilize na?
Ang hirap kasi kung minsan yung ibang teacher. Pero kasama yan sa changes, kasama yan sa progress. There are always people na mahirap ang ano. Doon na papasok kami doon, pinomonitor namin, i-assess namin ang ginagawa nila, kung talagang umaano sila sa mga changes na ito.
Okay, Mama P.
Ang assessment is part of the reform. Pero prior this senior high school program, meron na po kaming may NAT na po kami. Yun hindi po namin ina-assess yung kagalingan ng bata, kundi yung effectiveness ng school. Kasama dun po yung instruction, kung okay po ba ang instruction, naiintindihan po ba ng bata yung competency na kailangan ituro ng teacher. Kasi yung NAT result, it would come also with a list of least learned and skills na kailangan natutunan ng bata that grade, from grade 1 to grade 5. Ang nabibigay sa grade 6. So, ang result po ng NAT is also the basis of training requirements for a teacher. Kung ang math ang pinaka-poor sa result ng mga bata, sa lahat ng bata doon sa eskwelahan, ibig sabihin, we need to look at how math is being taught in the school. Kung kompleto ba ang kanilang equipments for teaching math or instructional material for teaching math, kung competent ba yung principal na tumingin kung competent din ang teacher, mga ganon. Hindi lang naman po may result ang NAT at tapos na. Basically, the assessment result would tell us kung ano yung kailangan namin tignan sa isang eskwelahan.
Yes, sir. Kaya mag-commercial tayo.
Yeah, as a throwback, during our elementary and high school, we noticed that without any notice, somebody from the education technical officer will sit in the classroom and then observe the teacher. Is this the practice?
The secretary himself does that. He goes to a school, he wouldn't even tell the principal is there, he wouldn't tell the court. Now, if the principal is not there, the superintendent will have to answer. So kami din, we have to do that na mga sudden visit kasi mas mahirap na kung si secretary pa biglang dumating pagkatapos
But you don't have to feel it because in most cases when the secretary asks you can answer better than him.
Yeah, sasagutin bakit wala si principal doon.
Okay, una kang pagyayonahan, ato tas commercial, pero atong tayong ka-text nga, kumusta ko no, mangayo po ko no sila, maminaw sila sa side, sa issue about the deworming the bacol, no? Sa ato nini discuss human sa commercials kay namuraron nahaslan na Department of Education ani nga issue yung bang kayo ang medyo na partly brave about the deworming the bacol na impact sa implementation, impact na kulang o information dissemination ang Department of Health. So, ato rin discuss after the commercial break. So, Edgar, balik please.
Maraming salamat din. Kubalik na sa atong mga haligi sa edukasyon sa province sa city. Sila si Ma'am Bayubay. Congratulations kay Ma'am sa portrait. Doon si Ma'am Kitty Sam sa Dipolo City Division. Atong pasalamatan ng Janus Margin kung nakikita ka sa makinahanglan alang sa iyong masakinan kung di masakinan. At tuwa lamang ang Janus Margin sa Quezon Avenue na imutang o matawag sa telephone number 212-1148. Di pa rin sa pitan ni Vice Governor, Presiding Officer sa Guniang Palaluhugan, Vice Governor Atty. Sinico Angeles. Nagpalit sa pinato ng Presiding Officer of Port Authority sa Guniang Palaluhugan, si Honorable Atty. Julius Capitis. Di pa rin sa pitan sa Honorable Board Member Romulo Soliva, Chairman sa Committee on Finance and Appropriation, sa Guniang Palaluhugan sa Buanga del Norte. Ang JNP Food Nursery and Lumber Dealer. Nabalita sa mga sigil, sa ilahan ng nursery, limutan sa Barangay Lignasan, ang ilang lumber sa JNP Lumber, Yan, himutang sa Barangay Galas o sa Barangay Bukmala ng Mr. Porfirio Nisisario. Mga panununin ka na sa National Grain Corporation of the Philippines for UGSNP. Hindi mo talong mong kahoy na labaw na hindi mo tukod sa inyong mga balay. Agawin, lalong sa transmission line sa aromalikay sa mga kamuntan o malikay sa mga kadao. Hindi ba sa kami dalaong pagbalog dito na sa National Grain Corporation of the Philippines or UGSNP. Pinag-usap ni Ma'am na Bitchay Kalagaga, ang Corporate Communication Affairs Officer sa UGCP Caribe de Oro. Yung pa rin sa kita sa ato na Provincial School Division Assistant School Division Superintendent, si Ma'am Natividad Bolivar, Department of Education sa Buanga del Norte. Dahil sa napalid ka na ito, mga si City Councilor Atty. General Jojo Nabigit, City Councilor, Dipolog City. Si Local Board Member, Second District Honorable Manilo Boyeli sa Pasaliti sa Wind of the Philippines sa Zamboanga del Norte o panalo sa Kapihan sa Dipolog. Agatong Penro, si Mr. Nelson Velasco, nagpalisap sa Kapihan sa Dipolog. Si City Councilor Honorable Robin Ligorio, City Councilor sa Guyana Panguso Dipolog City, Kapihan sa Dipolog Panelist. Si Mr. Gupri Salias, sa atong Senro, sa Guyana sa Dipolog City. Si Mr. Muhammad Zana Aguilong Palco, sa Department of Agrarian Reform sa Dipolog City, ang mga Milagros Agustin, Chicago, Illinois, o yung masarap na Roger William and Jennifer King sa Oma County sa Northern Ireland. Nagpalisan sa kapaligitan sa mga kapihan sa Dipolog. Bukan nagpalisan sa itong kapihan sa Dipolog at nagbibigo na naman ng LC Electrotech Marketing, MS Polycom na Lobby, Sam and Gravel, na limutan matawag sa cell or telephone number 908-0196 West Sam and Gravel. Head to two, look to beauty avenues from head to two, tawag na lang hinimutan sa Dalan Bonifacio, pilit lamang City Health Office, Dalan Bonifacio, Dipolog City. Roy Plaza Annex, hinimutan sa Rizal Avenue. Ang Roy Plaza, kung saan nakaroon ka hub, o kung saan ka Organo Business Hub. Ang Roy Plaza, nakabila ang Organo Coffee Shop, na ang Gourmet Black, Gourmet Latte, Gourmet Mocha, o Gourmet Hot Chocolate, yung masaban, Organo Green Tea, o ng Premium Real Soap, no? Ganoderm Supernatural Red Mushroom, Ganoderma. Nakapiliga sa Roy Plaza, na kung saan nakaroon ka Organo Business Hub, nagya ang Organo Coffee Shop, so mismo sa Roy Plaza, ngayon sa Rizal Avenue, nagya po ng Roy Plaza Annex. Ibig sabihin, pangilin na ito, ang June Deep Higher Care Center, isang pinahanglan sa mga liyon, na nagpalainan ng brand o bilakon, at ito ang June Deep Higher Care Center sa Dalang Quezon, na ito nagpayan sa Dipolog, nasa kanila ang mga vulnerable needs, yung pinahanglan sa June Deep Higher Care Center. Ipalit sa kita sa Metro Shopper sa YouTube, alam niya sa inyong mga gadgets, mga cellphone, notebook, laptop, tablet sa lumay pa. Ang mga mapotit niya sa Metro Shopper sa Dalang Bizarre, niya itong nagbayan sa Dipolog, o nasa kaya kitchen utensils sa ilang makatulungan ng presyo. Yung isa ang Metro Shopper dito na sa ground or third level sa Plaza Mall, Dalang Quezon, niya itong nagbayan sa Dipolog. Ang Fun World, with your family, you eat, you dine, and enjoy sa Fun World. Yang lumutang sa Kings Center, Dipolog Bonabayo, itong Dagbayan. No ka na ang Fun World. Di pa rin sa kita sa Dean, sa College of Law, o sa Memorial State University. Dipolog Campus na dito, ng atong College of Law. Si Congressman Antonio Regina Mato Baliana, na ang Dean sa College of Law, sa Rizal Memorial State University. Dahil sa napakilala ka na ito, mga DCIP, nag-offer sa Aero Technician, ay manhuusap sa nasa kanila ang Sunday High School o Weekend College o pinaka-ubos ng Christian Kid Hacker ang DCIP o Dipolog City Institute of Technology sa Highway Minaw, represent po yan sa Dipolog. Dahil napalala ko na ito, mga Gloria Dinapitan. Gloria Dinapitan na papangko na gano'n, ang Sema. Nadia ang 3D o 3D cinema sa Gloria Dinapitan ng masabang World Cup Banda. Nadia karoon, tulmos lang yan, napakulit karoon yung Gloria Dinapitan Mall in Dinapitan City. Ang fantasy land, mga bagong rides, ito, enjoy with your family, with the child out in you sa fantasy land. Gusto kayo mga pagkaon na mga lamian, na mga seafoods, At ito ang inatulang ito sa dapitan na Pamalik Park o Dampa. Dito na sa Dakbayan sa dapitan. Panigimaya, ikan ni Congressman Romeo ng Calusos ang mauna lugar. Bago ni mga nagpagin itong palakuban sa tulungan kapihan na sa Libolon, yung mga mapati, matag-iniro na tanan, dahil bilang din sa Sunburst Park Campus sa ground floor ng Camila Dalan General Una, mga tungkat pa yan sa Libolon. O, mabalik kita sa atong makikita karong butaga. Kung ito kamalungi sa atong division sa Department of Education sa province of the city, si Ma'am na Malibay, si Ma'am na Perez, na itong kautan sa kapihan sa Dipol. Balik kita nilulit.
Thank you so much, Edda. Atong nakaungkol nga pangutanan, ikan sa ato ang mga listeners karong butaga ng text. Kumusta ko no, atong na i-positive na to ang pangutanan. Kumusta na ang Department of Education kumang sa medyo wala maayo ng implementasyon sa Department of Health nga deworming program, no? Karon bago lamang, dayon isunod magaling to dayon ang school-based kunuhay ng immunization program. Dayon last week atong nahimong guest diri ang atong provincial health officer nga si Dr. Eduardo Luayon, kauban sa iyang mga sakop sa provincial health office. Pero ang PHO, igo lang nagsagop sa programa sa Department of Health. Katong deworming ibakol, dito sa Department of Health nga ulang o information dissemination. O hantod nga na medyo naligsa, no? Napasagilan gamay ang Department of Health nga igo naman untang itabang sa implementation sa program, sa deworming program sa Department of Health. So karon na, mandalis pang BP o si Bangati, ato kumpaan sa ilang side, nga no nga mauntoy ng hitabo nga sila naman medyo kay doon ako nung ipapirma nga parents consent ikan sa Department of Education. Siguro maka-explain ini si Ma'am Vicky Perez. Ma'am Vicky?
Sige. Unang-una, ano natin itong deworming na to? Itong deworming, kasama ito sa Millennium Development Goals. Alam namin ang Millennium Development Goals na ngayon 2015 mag-aano. Kasama kasi sa deworming yung eradication of hunger at saka yung status na nutrition ng mga bata. Kasi kahit anong ipakain mo sa mga bata, kung meron ka sa loob, hindi naman ang bata ay nakikinabang eh. Yun ang mga kuwan. So actually, matagal na itong programa. This has been done in schools for 14 years. For 14 years, nagdedeworm sa DepEd, part yan ng programa ng Department of Health. Pero dahil inalagay sa DepEd, sa eskwelahan, kasi nandun yung mga bata, mas madaling ma-reach. So yan, ang deworming niyan is twice a year, every July and January. Every year, may information dissemination. Every year, oriented ang school heads. Every year, yung mga teachers, sinasabihan. Every year, merong parents' consent. In the 14 years that we had, wala namang problema na lumabas except last July 29. What is the difference? Kasi, nagkataon synchronized. Kasi end na kasi yung sa Millennium Development Goals, ngayon ang assessment na 2015, at para mas marami ang reach, nilagyan nila ng height. So, synchronized, yung mga data na papasok, lahat, meron nakisakay sa height. Nakisakay sila. Nag-call sila ng ibang issue. Ang deworming na tablets, yung medicina na yan is available over the counter. Pero yung mabili ng mga parents na walang reseta, bili sila, bibigyan nila sa bata, meron bang nangyari tulad ng Antiox na narinig nila yan sa advertisement. It's the same thing that we give to the students. Meron pa nga kami parents consent, meron pang ano. Pareho din naman ang epekto. Ano itong nakisakay sa height? Halimbawa, magsistart yung deworming ng 9 o'clock. Bago pa nagkaroon ng 9 o'clock, may namatay na raw sa Dumingan, may namatay na raw sa may namatay doon. Hindi pa nga nagsimula, paano yung namatay? Wala pa nga, hindi pa nagsimula. radyo, naano sa newspaper,
Text me.
ang text brigade.
Grabe kayo.
So, nang binigay na sa mga bata, wala namang problema. Nung nagdagsaan ang mga magulang sa eskwelahan because of the text brigade, saka naman nagka-problema. Meron pang nakisakay na namatay daw yung kanyang anak, dahil din naman. Hinahanap namin, hindi namin makita. Tapos, ipakita pa sa Rappler.com na ang binigay daw ng DepEd ay expired na medisina. Tinatanong namin, sino ang nagbigay ng basyo na yon? Huwag hindi ma-identify. Patuloy lang naman pumunta sa aming eskwelahan, malapit lang naman, tanongin, ito na yung binigay nyo, at maganda namin masabi na hindi. Pero bakit? Was there no effort? There was no effort. Meron lang effort na tingnan 2 days after. And the same person who reported the expired, why did it take 2 days bago siya pumunta sa amin para alamin kung expired na o hindi? Pero naka-report na na-expired. Yun ang aming inaano. Kami ay Department of Education. Okay? Ito na nga ang ginakano ko kasi dito sa debator na to, mahabang aking salita. Pasensya na. Kasi I review mo this. Ang programa ito ng DOH at naiintindihan namin na ang mga bata na sa eskwelahan mas madaling maabot. Okay? Nagpudin lang naman, ay kami mga department, sa Department of Education, hindi naman namin programa, ang tinatamaan ay yung mga teachers na, kesyo ganito, kesyo ganyan. Department of Education ho kami. Kaya lang sabi ko nga, DepEd, ano sila yung D sa huli? DepE, Department of Everything. DNR kami sa street lighting, DOH kami sa COMELEC, Boy Scout na lahat. Ewan ko na nga, pati election, COMELEC, malapit na naman, baka naman kami na naman ang tatamaan. Anyway, that ang aking mandate ay magturo. Pero naiintindihan namin na ang mga bata nandito sa amin. Ngayon dahil dyan sa dewarming day, baka may inuulit ko, wala akong namatay. Maraming namatay siguro ng mga bulate, ano? Pero walang namatay dahil na estudyante dahil sa gamot. Ngayon, meron na namang immunization ang Department of Health. Again, nasa eskwelahan ulit, madaling maabot. Nagintindihan mo namin yan. Nakikikooperate po kami. Kasi po itong mga sakit na to, pag nagkasakit ang mga bata, affected din kami kasi absent na naman, problema na naman namin, baka mag-drop out, patay na naman ang aming. Pagdating sa evaluation, nasaan yung mga bata, hello? Pero ito ho, mga parents, alam ko dahil sa dewarming nag-iisip-isip kayo na ayaw ninyo. Nag-orient po kami sa principal, nag-orient kami sa mga nurses. Please lang huwag nyo na naman bigyan ng ibang kahulugan. Meron na naman akong nakikisakay. Hindi ko na lang i-mention. Pero sabi nila, meron kasi yung principal na pumunta sa akin, hindi ko na lang anuhin ha. Nagsabi daw ang PTA president sa kanila na meron daw nagsabi sa kanila na huwag daw ipa-immunize yung mga bata dahil daw ang effect nito ay magiging sterile sila. Hindi po yan totoo. Ang immunization na ito ay para sa measles, sa tetanus, at saka sa diphtheria, ano pa yun? Basta ko yan.
Sa deworming?
July 29. Anyway, ito ang sakit na ito, kung nakakita na kayo ng bata na natugkas, pwede mo nilang ikamatay. Mas nakakaawa ang mga bata pag natigda. Okay? Tetanus. Kung kayo ko yung magpapag-immunize na ito, ang laki ng gastos dito. Ako na-immunize dyan. Meron akong pruweba at hindi ako naging sterile. Meron akong anak. Meron ang totoo. Maawa ko kayo sa mga bata. Maawa kayo sa mga bata na pagka nagkasakit ng ganito, pwede nila ikamatay. Hindi ako DOH, doktor daw ako, pero dahil naman alam ko na pwede hong mangyari ito. Maawa, mga Amerikana, maawa mo kayo sa mga anak nyo, ipa-immunize nyo na. Isa pa, kung hindi sila immunize, meron nila nagpa-immunize. Pag meron nagkasakit, pwede sila mahawa. Mas maraming mahawa. Huwag mo alam na lang nyo na medyo unsad. Kasi libre na ito. Ang nakon ngayon sa parents, kahit palang baby yung mga anak na pinapa-immunize na. Meron ng immunization. Baby pa lang. Okay po? Kaya wala ko kayong ikakatakot, wala kayong mamamatay sa ganito. Wala kang mamamatay sa bawal, walang mamamatay sa immunization, wala masisteril sa immunization. Okay? Sabihin ko na lang po sa inyo, ako immunized. Meron akong anak, hindi ako naging sterile. Thank you. Mga ginikanan, narinig lang, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma'am Vicky. Moto yung part of the Department of Education, no? Na moto lang yung nagkagulian kay ang isa yun atong text PD, dapat responsible ka o isa yung i-text, i-forward mo. Yun kayo, basta lang ka-text na text na wala kayo ebidensya. Dahil kung nagpart of the video na po, pag-iwag lang responsible reporting po ta, dapat responsible journalist po ka, o journalist magaling ka, no? Hiling tapatakang na imbis kita mo informs right information sa itong mga katawan na hindi mag-is information, no? So, paliwag lang sa itong mga kauban sa media na you should report the right information na i-share na to sa itong mga katawan para hindi tayo mag-create o kalibog, hindi tayo mag-create o kasabog. Kaya imbis mo progress na, hindi na noon, kaya mag-negative naman ang ato ang ipagbutan, no? So, hindi tayo mo ato na ng sensationalism. Isod guys nga tagal na ano, sa pronunciation daan isod na. So, yes sir Matoy.
Tingalang programa sa deworming, what happened is, instead of deworming, hindi mo na yung green. Pero, let me be aside. Pinunta mo na health-related activities. Different town or the Kaluluoy, you become the dumping ground of all programs and activities of the government, no? And yet, your sole mandate is to teach and make a quality education. That is why we have the 12 Tanan, no? But this is relegated because DepEd is now given the task of performing matters which are not their mandate, no? I can remember, no? The sort of control that long time ago. Immunization, health activities. It is only being done by one sanitary inspector. Diba? For the whole province, siya na mag-vaccination. Karoon nga, transportation, tanan, why can't their own age, their own personnel? And therefore, they may be teachers and you will survive. But they should be left to supervise, diba? Whatever happens, they should be responsible. Kanang ang gusto yung programa. So, in-include the city, for instance. So, you can fit around 5 and then go to big schools, then their presence should be there. Kaya maraman ang collected of dissemination. Kaya usually, if you put vaccination or deworming, sometimes students will have the side effect. Diba? So, this should be taught na there is a side effect of whatever. Then, ganit, di mo nga, makanun sa ayat tagaan. Then, wala. Kaya tao taga barangay, no? Pag dito, wapag tayo pagkaon, tagaan yung mga deworming. Ito ito, kung bato na ang dito o ang medisina. Wala nga, magkakaroon itaw ng DepEd. I think, during our watch in Congress, no? We are trying to listen your work. It should be towards, like, for instance, brigada. No? We should the government go into school and they don't have a maintenance for that. Tax the teachers, tax the community, ask for contribution, and yet we have budget for that. The pension should be, teachers should lessen their problem when it comes to things like these activities, but concentrate on education, di ba? Once I go for beauty and for nothing, because every time if their activities is very laudable, nobody says congratulations. Kung doon kamay na kapagpakan na hindi nila ang trabaho, kita na ang diba? So kita sa kapihan, we should defend those correct information. If the really is committing something wrong, it's the people that are committing wrong, diba? So to claim them for something which is not fair, I think that is really unfair.
Thank you so much, Sir Marcos, sa mga concern. Mutala ko ni Ma'am Cathy. Ma'am, kumusta man na ito ang meeting dihan sa division office? Murag, hapit na madaway na mo. Pas-pas na kayo sa kanara. Kung sa mga kami sa mga time frame pa na, kamahumanan ito. Bago na division office.
Apo. Invited po lahat sa inauguration ng aming building. Ang sabi man po ng contractor, baka daw pwede na sa November. Pero January po dapat siya mahuman. Pero dahil they have the capacity to do parang na papadali, we are very glad. Maganda po yung aming po. You should visit. Dahil pumunta po kayo ngayon, medyo malapit na pong matapos, makikita niyo po yung structure ng aming building. It is enough for the 100 plus.
How much is that meeting cost?
20 million. 20 million.
20 million pero kita kayo ni mo ha, kung sa kasulit, kung sa ka-imposing ang structure. Yun ang substandard, I'm sure.
Ako. Ang contractor po namin, YSM. Graduate po.
Yes, sir. Meron kami.
Meron din kami, matatapos din sa December. But it might even be earlier. So kaya lang, hindi ka masyado nakikita dito, nandun sa ulingan. Oo. Ayan, you're also invited pagka namin doon. At maganda din yan, pareho pinakanos ang design. Tapos pareho ang kaya lang, 15 million lang yung amin kasi medium division kami sila, large.
Maliit lang po ang difference.
So it's good to know na wapo lang kayo karoon ng mga modern and mga structures no sa OMM. Ngayon, comfortable na diyan. Ang ato mga superintendents, supervisors, mga teachers, kung bisita niya kung sa business in time, no? Yes, Sir Matoy.
I've seen the building po sa public sa city. And they're very beautiful. The beauty of the building is just as beautiful as the occupant.
On your part, compliment no Sir Matoy sa inyong birthday. Okay. Ma'am Nati, sa third district, okay ba ang ating mga schools doon? Wala ba na-suspended na classes because of security reasons or whatever?
Wala. Ang may nangyari lang po in one of our schools, ang Shopton Central Schools, nasunog po yung isang building nila na we have 19 rooms there, including ALS, district office, and the principal's office, nasama po sa sunog. So, hanggang ngayon, they're trying to know kung ano yung cause. Pero initially, they're saying faulty wiring. Kasi very old man din po yung mga buildings nila, mga Marcos type at saka bagong tipo ng structures.
And also, in times of disaster, prepared pa ang ating mga evacuation centers na usually ang schools man ang nagiging, evacuation centers. At saka yung teachers natin, yung teachers natin, prepared natin sa disaster. Yes, Ma'am Nati. Ang bigay.
Pinandiwan po ang yan, diba? Pinandiwan din po kami.
Kasama na yan, pati yung pagiging handa ng pamilya sa mga disaster, nasa level namin. Congratulations!
Ang nakakalungkot lang po, yung mga structures na namin school buildings, they are not qualified sa requirement for an evacuation center. So, yun. Pero, we'll settle for that. Ang akin kaya nga, I am asking LGU kung ano po yung structure na pwede niyong i-put up sa mga eskwelahan, in as much as doon din naman ang punta pagka may disaster, pwede na po natin ilagay doon. Kailangan lang na nagagamit yun kapag, I mean, we should know the limitation of what we put in the schools lang.
Okay. About ma'am, kanang drug addiction. Kumusta ang ating mga students
Ano
sa
kami?
ating mga
Department of what? DFA na kami? Hindi. Oh my God.
Kasi yung mga drug abusers, yun ang target ng mga students in the schools. So, medyo na kung naman yung mga ibang students, lalo na yung mga malayo sa mga parents, no? Nagiging biktima ng drug addiction. So, and also ma'am, regarding disciplinary actions towards every teachers and every school. So, kumusta? Wala naman tayong problema dyan.
Wala naman kaming pa, no? Mag-absent sila without leave, ahuli ka. Ganun lang. Ano, sa pagkain, wala naman masyado. Wala pa man pong nakalagay sa akin.
So, medyo maganda ang ating situation dito, no? Ang ating sa Department of Education. Only na talagang very busy ang Department of Education because for them to mag-compete, they are Department of everything, no? So, any additional information, ma'am, mga that you would like to know for the public?
So senior high school po, we have 29 schools who are already given permit to operate in 2016. So lahat po ng munisipyo, meron po at least one. Ang additional 4 would come from, may dalawa po sa Siocon, dalawa sa Sibuco, dalawa sa Labason, at dalawa somewhere. Basta 29 po lahat. And we have 10 private schools operating in Zamboanga del Norte province na given permit as well. Additional 5 po applied for permit to operate as well. So, sa lahat po ng parent at yung mga incoming enrollees namin this June, huwag po kayong mag-alala. The schools will be made ready for the senior high school program. Ang akin naman sa mga normal man po na meron tayong pag-aalala kapag wala ka pa doon. Pero you will never be ready unless you're there. You are in a situation. So, pakiusap ko sa mga parents, we are together in this thing. Apo. So, I ask everyone to support this. Sa mga LGU po ng different LGU ng Zamboanga del Norte, hindi man po sila nagkulang. Sila po yung nag-procure ng site for the senior high schools. Tumutulong din po sila sa completion ng ownership of sites. Ang iba, meron po silang promise na on count na like, they would try to put up dormitories to house students who will be coming from far. Yung iba naman, they are planning to procure transportation services for the students. Susunduin nila, ihahatid nila at the end of the day. So, I think everybody is in the program. Ang akin lang, that everybody should also help. Kasi hindi man po ito sa DepEd. This is for the community. And we would want our graduates to be competitive with other places, especially na ang ASEAN integration is happening next year. Ayaw po natin na pagkatapos nun, mga Pilipino wala na palang trabaho kasi lahat na pinasok na ng ibang ng foreigner. So, we would also want to have graduates na who can compete equally with other citizens. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Wala na tayong panahon. So, ngayon lang yes, ma'am.
Pahabol lang ako. Congratulations to Polog City. Nandito na yung isang branch ng Philippine Science High School sa Dipolog. Sa UST yan under, hindi sa DepEd, pero I'm very happy kasi meron na kaming ano. Ang isa pa, congratulations to Maharani Jacinto, my OICA SDS for having passed the superintendency examination, and to Roy Tubaria. They both passed the recent EMT, the examination for superintendents. I have a batting average of 2 out of 5, which is better than the national batting average by several. Okay, so 2 out of 5, that's 40%. Yay, they followed. Congratulations!
Parting words and statements coming sa Tumang Sita. First off, from Ma'am Vicky Perez sa atong Tumang City Schools Division Superintendent.
Thank you very much for inviting us here at saka tungkol dun sa deworming at saka nakapagsalita ako para sa immunization at saka sa senior high school na next year na, by the way, the enrollment, there will be a pre-enrollment for grade 11 on September. That will be a national pre-enrollment thing. So, dapat sa ngayon pa lang, nag-uusap na yung anak at saka mga parents kung anong track ang papasukin. Ha? Para hindi na mag-stockholder. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much from Vicky Perez and from Schools Division Superintendent, and of course from Ma'am Nati Bayubay and atong OIC Provincial Schools Division Superintendent.
Thank you so much for having us here. At saka sa lahat po ng LGU ng Zamboanga del Norte, maraming salamat po sa support ninyo sa establishment ng aming senior high school.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Nati. From the panel, Edgar Sarabla.
Okay, salamat po dan salamat sa atong mga guest karong bultaga. Labi na sa napat sa edukasyon na hayagan ng atong mga parents, sa mga estudyante, sa mga pagsapinaw na gihimo nila ni Ma'am Becky o ni Ma'am Bayubay sa public, no? I mean, all about data sa edukasyon. Particular sa pangalawigan o sa takbayan sa Alipol. So, thank you very much sa atong mga viewers sa live stream, o sa atong mga listeners sa 981 FM, sa RNN, tapat RNN. Thank you very much sa tanan. Happy Sunday.
Thank you so much, Edgar Sarabla. From the panel, last but not the least, former Congress Man Attorney Rosilio Matoy Barinaga, sir.
Magpasalamat ang ako din sa atong mga bisita, si Vicky o si Nati na nakanindido o daghang informasyon na nagbalak na to o kanila magkalimutan na ang DepEd na ano sa leadership o na gano'n na sila lagi may bago na o wala o sa mga teachers magkalimutan na thank you ang mababalik din yung mga teachers
Thank you so much, Sir Rafael Barinaga. So, it is said yung thank you to Marinang kayo na happy Sunday, to God be all the glory. God bless us all. Studio, take it away.
Bibigyan ka.